Man, all the Democrats like to not make time for celebrate Diwali, man. You looking to make money, Kendrick? No, man, give Diwali some of your time, Kendrick. Hey, Tommy Roberts, good morning. Michael Scotland. Let me hear what you lock on, who you lock on to get us there. Right. Oh. जय लक्ष्मी लक्ष्मी माता माता तुमको जय Nice, Lennox. Let's add something. I'm gonna put you on big now and you will see what I was telling you all along, right? What's something? Oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, well, talk now, boy. Let's just do my thing, right?
I am here. I am here. I am
Oh boy,
here.
oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Yes, indeed. Of course, we have to adjust and adapt and a typical Boy Scout, so we're ready for every occasion. Are we on? Yes, yes, yes. I'm seeing it. Are we on Gael as yet? I know that Murphy's Law has struck. What's happening there now? Let me see. What has to happen? What has struck?
Nice. Hold on here.
All right, good. Okay, we on. All right.
Right. You just have a little delay.
Yeah.
That's all. You just have a slight. You have just a slight. But anyhow, Lennox Smith. Today is Diwali.
Yes,
Diwali holiday.
yes, indeed. But of course, the information is the same. Shuk Diwali to all and sundry celebrants and non-celebrants. It's a holiday nonetheless. But particularly to the Hindu community. Of course, on this occasion of the triumph of light over darkness, and of course, do we need it? I understand that Dr. Rowley did in fact put in a presence. I understand as well with with Stuart Young, and so that does not cure the insult that he has handed to the women folk in Trinidad and Tobago and to the Muslim community in particular. Consequential of that, what I consider to be imbroglio, it's probably more than that, despicable utterance by, of course, his sometimes acting prime minister, and of course the Gary Sobers, as they say. Well, I prefer to call him his sidekick, because really and truly, when Rowley say jump, he asks him how high. I suppose similar to Heinz, because Heinz is the oldest holding the record, Guinness Book of Record, for the oldest youth officer in the world. As far as parties are concerned, they couldn't find any place for him on the executive, so they make him youth officer, and he gladly accepted, even though he was in his 60s. But that's how the cookie crumbles. People who are incompetent, impotent will settle for anything. And of course, the almighty dollar, I suppose, and the opportunity to add something to your resume undeservingly would have been the deciding factor or the motivator for someone making a fool of themselves in that way. So, and somebody, and allowing somebody to make a fool of you in in this particular circumstance. So that's how it is. Of course, the Diwali Naga came to close last night as well. and today, of course, is really and truly the creme de la creme in terms of service to Mother Lakshmi and the other deities that is associated with this particular holiday. Very interesting that we sent you, of course, a video of the origins and the significance of Diwali for the Hindu community, but indeed for the rest of the world. In doing my own research, I realized that even though it originated from India, quite a number of countries, including the Western world, see this as a significant holiday. So even in the United Kingdom and the United States as well, it is celebrated because it has such significant symbolism as well as realities. And the reality is that the world is one that seemed to have been let's say clouded in darkness. That might be an oxymoron, but I think it's very appropriate. And I should say dark clouded in darkness because of the many wars that are taking place and the threat of war, and some people are talking World War III and all of that, which really and truly suggests a destruction of the earth itself and life as we know it, having regard to the fact that the human being would have been probably the last of the species to occupy in terms of a timeline. We would see that because the earth had to settle itself down from its origins, and of course, and it depends on whether you're taking a scientific perspective, and as opposed to a religious one, because Hinduism believe in reincarnation and all of that. So, but we have to, of course, keep in line with what the Hindu concept is in terms of life, and I say that this is about the triumph of light over darkness, and of course, it has a very important story. So I know that you're going to play it a while. No need for me to narrate.
Yeah, you're live on yeah, that's let me get it. Well, you go ahead by the time, but you're breaking up, eh?
I'm breaking
boy.
up.
So I think the only one, if you could take off the corridor, the Facebook, take off your Facebook and just leave the YouTube running. He's up on your
Let me see how that could work.
yeah.
All right. Let me take out the Facebook and see. Take out the Facebook and see it. In fact,
he's on your stream.
Yeah, I do have it. I do have it running on the system. I'm using another system, but I don't. Let me see. All right. Let me take up this then.
All right. Well, all right.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
I take up every damn thing.
So you were saying, Lennox Smith, you were saying that.
And I'll go back on.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Go ahead. We have to work.
I just want to make sure I keep how delay now. Yeah. Right. So you're saying that well, obviously our Prime Minister made a guest appearance. He come back to the Diwali Naga last night, as you said, and you said that was expected.
Yeah, he is that disrespectful. I understand he carried Scott Young with him as well. So it just goes to show that there is no remorse, and that that excuse was exactly that, a superficial exemplification of exemplification of the typical rowdy, where they believe that they should account to no one, even though, of course, the issue is one that that has generated disquiet among the population, but that doesn't concern Rowley at all. And that is reality. Whilst you are talking, I'm trying to get back real media to facilitate those persons on YouTube that may not. Right, good. I think I got it. To facilitate those persons on right. So we got it back. All right. So there we have it, people. Yes, Dr. Ori insultingly, of course, had Cho Chong there with him. I mean, it was bad enough for him being there. But I would like to get the feedback from some of the persons who would have looked at it. I haven't gotten a chance to look at it and to get your own opinion and impression. Maybe you could give them the numbers. I don't think the numbers have changed, Andy, and therefore we could give them the numbers to call and let's hear what they have to say. Of course, so those of you who have your voicemails, we will accommodate that as well. So, you want to give them the numbers, my friend?
So for those of you that are locked on to us,
you were hearing me or not? You were hearing me earlier?
I don't know if you just had to cut out all those things, and everybody will get the feed to us to fly. So yeah, you cut out on them things, so your internet feed will just be for Gael and for Real Media TT on Facebook.
All right.
Oh boy, because the message that you need to bring is very, very important. Our online audience will understand, but we have our audience. Guyana, you know, and it will be not. The culture in Trinidad and Tobago here. We get within the politics. Okay, my brother. That's the only way. Nice. So, yep. Because I need you here for Gael, my brother.
All right.
Nice. Now I'm getting you better.
All right.
Very good.
All right.
Right.
All right. Yes. So here we have it, people. Of course, I was asking you to give them the numbers to call in. The numbers are not affected by that, and or your voice messages. So we will take that as well. But this is Diwali holiday in Trinidad and Tobago. Of course, the 31st of October, 2024. And of course, our brothers and sisters of the islands, we will give you a sort of snippet as to how we celebrate Diwali in Trinidad and Tobago. I know other islands may not see that as a holiday because of their, what I consider to be not just demographic, but their racial or the ethnic composition. Most of the smaller islands are really Africans in the main, very few Indians. I don't know if they celebrate, but if you are celebrating, I know for sure in Guyana, but if you are celebrating, of course, in other parts of the region, we would love to hear how you do it, because we know that whilst it came from India as part of the tradition, as part of the legacy, as part of the culture, and the religious precepts and doctrines of those who are of a Hindu stock, because remember Muslims as well came from India just before the partition of that subcontinental piece of real estate or land between Pakistan and India. Of course, Gandhi was very, I wouldn't say remorseful, because look as though he did something wrong, but he was saddened to know that India had to be divided, and a lot of turmoil and loss of life and animosity was as a result of that partition that had to take place. But it's still being played out in places like Kashmir, where of course it's divided into Pakistan and India, and of course even though it may not have any economic benefit, because of course these Kashmir would have been dependent on either countries, Pakistan or India, but it has some symbolic and traditional should I say, value to either side, and they even fought wars as a consequence of that. But of course, settling in that particular area. But the point I am making is that where the tradition of Diwali is experienced or expressed, the people adapt and adjust. I was looking at a Trinidad and Tobago video on the subject, and instead of dias, for example, they are now advocating electric Christmas, what we call Christmas tree lights, to replace the dia, because of course one is expensive, two, because of developments and so on in the proximity of flammable items around and in homes, it may be very dangerous to have dias lit all over the place. So a more secure, a more safe mechanism, and cheaper possibly, and more convenient, is that you wrap it up and you wait for the next one after one Diwali celebrations would have been completed. So people would engage in that way. In other words, I'm making a point about adapting to where you are at that point in time, and the celebrants or the practitioners simply invent ways to make certain that at least the significance of it never changes. Is always, of course, the triumph of light over darkness, or in other words, good over evil. And as we always would say, outside of all of that, but that crystallizes that concept that evil could never prevail over good. And of course, evil represents darkness, and of course, good represents light. So all of those are encompassed in the celebration and the concepts and the principles and the dogma relating to, of course, Diwali. Andy will play a little bit to show some history, to show how Trinidad and Tobago celebrates. And I think from an educational perspective, from an intellectual perspective, and especially those who may not be familiar, because I come from a place, Laventille, where, of course, the Indians' practice were always viewed with some degree of suspicion. And of course, if you, depending on your religious perspective and what denominational Christian entity you would have come from, I know that a lot of persons who practice their Hindu religion would have been subjected to a lot of ridicule, because they simply don't understand. I think my own experience, first and foremost, with Hinduism is when I was at Teachers Training College several years ago at Valsain, and we had, of course, this ecumenical way of looking at religion. Firstly, because if we are teachers, we are, of course, in a cosmopolitan environment, which of course encompasses religions from every corner of the globe, but more importantly, to respect each other's religion. So I would normally go to the Hindu segment, if you want to call it that, or sector, or part of those who were being trained to be teachers. And it's there I learned, of course, that there are different kinds of Hindus. First and foremost, that people practice slightly different, nothing different, of course, to my own religion, the Baptist community, where you have, of course, you have the Ashanti, you have, of course, the Christian Baptist, so to speak. You have the Shouter Baptist, of which I am a part, and of course, for which, of course, that holiday was given. But you also have, of course, persons who have a Eurocentric and still an African mix, but they worship slightly different. Nothing different, of course, to the Shiite Muslim and the Sunni Muslims as well. And of course, even in the 7 days, you have, of course, remember the branch Davidian, Davidian, when of course they catch themselves afire in Texas because they believe that the world was coming to an end, something of that nature. But of course they worship differently. So I gathered a lot of information, and of course eye openers, and therefore in the teaching profession, a teacher must be, of course, armed with all of that kind of information so that bigotry is not tolerated, meaning that you do not hate another person's religion. And what seems to be the common thread, golden common thread, is that is always to put the human being on a spiritual height never before and could never otherwise be obtained, because it is about doing good. It is about, of course, respecting your fellow man. It's about being kind. It's about being altruistic. And all of those are nestled in the Hindu teaching. Of course, the symbols may be different. Whilst, of course, some may use candle. And there's something called totemism, where, of course, you use symbols, whether it be maybe a picture or a carving, as the case may be. But of course, it's just to focus on that spiritual enlightenment and development of the human species, to take that person to the next realm. And that is what that is about. So when you see monkeys, and you see, of course, elephants, and you see, of course, the cow being a very important symbol in Hinduism, it is of course in connection to that. So really and truly, this is about developing the human being to a level that, of course, what the Greeks call, the Greeks have three kinds of love. You have, of course, you have filial love, which of course is normal friendship. You have, of course, eros love, meaning that that's the sexual part of it. But you have agape love, which is, of course, is a love where you love your neighbor, you love your fellow man almost more than yourself. And when you would have reached the agape level, then of course you know that you have reached there, and therefore nothing would bother you, nothing in the world will of course cause you to do something that would be disgraceful to yourself, your family, your community, and indeed your nation. But when that does not exist, because there are those, of course, who will exploit that. We have seen that, of course, in the Middle East in particular, and in some religions where, of course, a man will tell a man, strap a bomb around your chest, and then go in a crowd and blow up yourself, because you'll have 7 virgins on the next side. Of course, that is the radicalist, if you want to call it that. But of course, nestled in religious belief, and I've often said, in that particular circumstance, I would always tell the person who is advocating that I strap a bomb around me and then go in a crowd and blow up myself, because I'm going to get on the other side of the certain death, the positive death, the inevitable death. You're going to have 7 virgins to deal with. I have always maintained that I will ask that person, whether it's an imam, a priest, whatever it is, but listen, you go first. So since the ultimate prize is 7 virgins, so the next side, you go first. Don't fight. I am a stickler for the philosophy and the concept, and I believe. But you go first, and then of course I will come afterwards. I assure you. But of course, normally I'm sure that will put an end to that kind of practice, where of course people who exploit the vulnerable in order to pursue, of course, a course of action that they believe in, but will not want to exercise, simply because it is deterministic, or it terminates your life on this earth. But they don't want to go, as I think one song said, coming out from Jamaica, a reggae song. Everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. So I suppose that would have crystallized the concept that I am trying to express to the population. Once again, of course, Andy, if you could give them the numbers to call, and
Yes,
I don't know if you have voicemails that we could take in as well. Well, yeah, some of the voices, I'm sure. I know that you
I
weren't
just know
prepared.
on the corridor transformation, it have people lock on the YouTube, but
Right.
it is unfortunate they're not getting to really see you. They're just going to hear, unless you could organize and give them that feed,
If I do that,
like the Real Media TT feed.
let me see if I do that. What
So they'll be
happens?
seeing you
I could do
live.
that.
Or best you just
I could do it, but I don't know if you would get me as well. Let me see. Let me see. What is it? All right. Uh-huh. Okay. Yes, indeed. Oh no, the same camera being used for the squad is the one that is being used for that I have to use for
while
to
we
get
organize
on.
the video.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
but we'll adjust that during the course of the after this program,
Yeah.
because how many days you are off for
Yes.
on YouTube I'm talking about.
I don't want to stick it.
No, I don't want to interfere with it,
We
because
will be off.
we
YouTube,
may do
YouTube
some
will be
more.
off. Real Media TT YouTube will be off. So, all right, we'll leave it so for now then. But
Yeah,
remember, it's
let's leave
sticking
it
you.
like that.
I'm gonna put you on big.
I've no difficulty with that. I don't have to be seen.
All right.
Yeah, so if that's the sacrifice we have to make certain that we have a program today. But of course, you did get some information with respect to the how
Okay, man,
Diwali is
hey,
celebrated.
man, you need 2 minutes.
The only
So
two
you're
is
gonna teach me Diwali in 2
is
minutes and teach people that
no,
local
I
in 2
think
minutes.
you have two thing. Two links. I sent you. I can send you a couple more if you wish.
All right, let me see the next link. Oh,
Yeah. So people, that's the reality of the situation today, and we are here, very solemn, of course, and we'll play some background music as well, consistent with with the occasion, even though of course it is less than hospitable environment we are operating in at this point in time, but that's how the cookie crumbles, and we are prepared, of course, to adapt and adjust. Let me just send him another one, so that, and I'll send it straight to
it's
his WhatsApp, so he can play
longish
it
one.
one time. Yeah, so you can play it one
Yeah,
time.
yeah. Oh, you took off the link.
Yeah,
You took off the link.
Yeah, let me send. But
Very
take out
good.
the link. Yeah, I think that's the best thing to do.
Nah.
Yes, indeed. So
Hey, so here we're gonna do for the meanwhile. We're gonna organize and open the lines again. Shuk Diwali to all my Hindu brothers and sisters. Happy holidays to you, the people in Diwali holiday to Diwali's holidays just in Trinidad, or you think it have the
all
same
over the
holiday in
world,
Guyana
all
too?
over. I mentioned that earlier. All over the
All over the
world.
world.
Yeah, all over the world.
All over the world.
Yeah, it has
All right.
it
It's a
has
holiday.
grown by
It's a
leaps
holiday.
and
Just
bounds.
so right. Diwali is
Yeah.
recognized
Yeah,
today all over the world.
in
But
Washington,
is it a holiday?
or if it's a
Is it a
holiday,
holiday all over the world?
no,
Yeah.
I don't think it's a holiday in every country.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's a holiday. As Trinidad and Tobago is. Yes, but certainly it's a very, very significant occasion for the Hindu community. So I suppose where there are a large population of Hindus, you're going to have a holiday, I'm sure. But where there is a very limited, of course, they will celebrate as well, but without the benefit of a holiday. Yeah. So trying to send this thing via via WhatsApp. Why are you not going? Today is one of those days, boy. Let me see if.
Yeah, what I do by the meanwhile, let me take some calls now. Let me take
Yeah.
some calls. Let me hear the people out here. Oh boy. Oh, let's send all the voice notes. Take your calls again. Murphy Law today.
Yeah, we are
but,
moving with
it
a
have to
brave
be done.
face. We're moving with a brave face. After all, it is about, of course, light conquering darkness. Nothing must stop us. from
right now we're trying to shine the light through
yes,
darkness
yes,
right
yeah,
now.
boy. Oh, gosh, boy, it's not easy, but that's how the cookie crumbles, and that's the reality of our circumstance. But people,
Norris,
you have to do it.
Norris say not in the US. So you don't have a holiday. It's not a holiday in the US. Yes,
Oh,
Diwali is is noticed, but they don't have a holiday.
all right,
It
okay, yeah,
it's
I
it's not
suspect that.
a holiday in Canada neither. So
Where?
look at Sita say it's not a holiday in Canada.
Canada,
It's
okay,
not a holiday in the US.
all right.
Where's we listen? Right. Janet say in Canada it's not a holiday. Always just entry Norris, Sita, Janet. Oh boy. So much of
But
you already know.
I saw something where it is observed in these countries by the
Yeah, yeah,
Hindu
yeah. It's observed.
community, yeah, but
But
not a but
it
not an
was
official holiday,
observed,
yeah.
but it observed more in Trinidad.
Well, not only
Because it's a
observed,
holiday.
it is a holiday. It is a holiday as well, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
But is it a holiday in India, in which it have the biggest
Yeah,
Hindu?
yeah. It is. It is a holiday there.
It's a holiday in India.
Yeah, that much I am aware of. And of course, their celebrations are very elaborate and from place to place in India, there are different segments or the different ways they celebrate it. I came across a video on that. I tried to get it for tonight, but I wish I could have gotten it. I'm trying to send without the link for you, but I'm getting some difficulty here.
Well, let me play some voice notes. Let me play some voice notes
Yeah, go
by the
ahead.
time day. Oh boy.
Good morning, Andy. Lennox. Ground report. Here goes Lennox Smith. Third day in a row, bashing Christians as though they are the most oppressive, evil people on earth.
Wow.
And you know what? Everyone stays silent. No one will condemn him. No one will say anything.
Well,
Day one, which was a couple of days ago, when I spoke about my faith pertaining to politics, Lennox reminded everyone about the colonial influence on Christianity. Then yesterday, once again, talking about bigotry and all these different things, as though our faith is actually built on bigotry and discrimination against others. Why? Why? Simply because we believe in one God. Simply we believe that Jesus Christ is the only way to salvation. Why is our faith so offensive to others? If you do not believe in it, you simply don't believe in it. How is that? How is that? Any of us nowadays, we're not talking about back in centuries ago, under the Catholics. The Catholics are the ones who even persecuted Protestants. The Catholics are the ones that forced people into their version of Christianity, which is not the biblical version of Christianity in any case. Because we don't bow down to images, we don't pray to any saints, we don't pray to Mary.
And you truncated that, or is it that I'm not hearing? Oh,
right. We worship God in spirit and in truth, and that's all. That's what born again Christians do. And we don't force anyone to believe us. But why must we be silent? Why must we be silenced? Huh? Why can't we speak publicly about our faith? Why can't we declare Jesus as Lord publicly? The people holiday come and you go and attacking Christians again by Lennox, boy? And then when people like me speak out, I bad. When people like me speak out, I bad. But you're bashing Christians 3 days in a row, doggy.
You doing that? I don't think so.
I think this fella. I'm beginning to think that either I am targeted, or that he has a comprehension problem. When I spoke about bigotry, I was referring to my own religion, the Shouter Baptist, and Dr. Rowley's taking the podium and raising a hymn. Somebody touched me. I think I went through all of that, and then I said
Right,
that
but
he converted that to a soca carnival thing, a spectacle.
You already give it.
Yeah.
All right, you already give it. And remember, this is the Diwali holiday in Trinidad and Tobago. And today is recognized throughout the world as the Diwali. Today is Diwali day at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Light over darkness. And I think we should keep our conversations within what is the realm of the program this morning, based on the Diwali holiday.
Well, yeah. Well,
right. And
well, I am. Well, that is exactly what I'm doing, because here it is. He raised a dark subject, and I'm merely throwing light on it. You
and not only that, Lennox Smith is a Christian. Lennox Smith is not a Hindu.
I don't understand where he get that thing from. So I say there's a comprehension problem, and or I am targeted because I have not said anything offensive to any religion whatsoever. I understand the ecumenical or the multi-religious nature of Trinidad and Tobago, and I would be a hypocrite if, of course, I decry one whilst blaming somebody for decrying minds. So no, not at all. And of course, I started this morning by saying that one of the, whilst I was at training college, one of the things I was very interested in was, of course, the ecumenical or the multi religious nature of Trinidad and Tobago. Because when students come to you, whether you're at primary or secondary or even at university, as a teacher, you have to be very careful, particularly if it is you are talking on religious sensitive issues. And of course, I made the point earlier with respect, of course, to asking somebody to strap a bomb and go and blow it up, and then I would ask that person to do it, because I know that is fatalistic. So it was along those lines I have been speaking. But to say to attack anyone, I think is a misrepresentation. Let me repeat. A misrepresentation of what I would have said, and that I urge that individual to listen carefully, and of course and respond based on what you would have heard and not what you may have preconceived, because that seemed to be what I am getting from that individual, a preconceived notion that somehow somebody is anti or averse to a particular religion, and of course nestle them in their own concept and practice. Far from it. Not Lennox Smith. You're talking to a different character altogether. And I'm sure that those who would have listened to me over the years will not draw that kind of conclusion. It's a misrepresentation once again. Andy.
Nice. Oh boy, you get through with that link to give us that Diwali.
Oh boy, yeah. But play where you are there in the meantime. It's short, but it's two.
Yes. Nice.
Because I'm not trying to get it down by itself, but it's not going on to the WhatsApp. I don't know if I have to cut off the whole system and go back on, and that don't be a problem by itself.
But for today, Nathaniel, you and Lennox, because I will make sure send your number, Lennox number for you. But instead, we are getting voice notes back and forth based on who bashing Christian religion in a Hindu, at this point in time, on a Hindu holiday, which is the Hindu holiday today, Diwali. You know, so
no, I
will also deal with that privately.
Yeah, but
so you'll be able to clear the air.
Yeah, I am satisfied.
I look forward to hear now.
Yeah.
I look forward to hear what good greetings he have for the Hindu community on this Diwali. I look forward to hearing a nice voice note from Nathaniel with lots of greetings and support and well wishes to our Hindu brothers and sisters. I'm hoping that that they have a great holiday today and share us some light on what it is little you may know about the Hindu religion. Because the Hindu people does that same thing. When Corpus Christi and many other Christmas and many other things, also with Easter and all those various things.
Well, Andy, what you are saying that it is a fact that some people do, but of course you accuse me of somehow being bigotrous or decrying another religion. It's far from it. That is not Lennox Smith at all whatsoever. So, but of course, today is about light over darkness, and therefore we must shed the light. And light here doesn't mean a literal light, even though of course you can say that as well, but it also means enlightening people, making them more edified, and therefore the function of education is what to move people from the known to the unknown. So you may have a particular belief, but when you would have been exposed to education, you would see you will want to adjust your own belief, because you would have thought that somehow that was it. And I like to draw when I, especially at the primary school level, I will tell the students, well, listen, at one time you didn't know where the school is, right? So, but you know where home is, and then of course eventually you get to come to school or leave school automatically, because you would have been moved from the known to the unknown. You didn't know it before, now you know it, and therefore the difference is the same thing with, of course, brushing your teeth and not knowing that if you don't do it, cavities will come. The use of toothpaste and all its ingredients and so on will certainly, of course, preserve your enamel and the attack of these microbes, and therefore you have a more healthy gum, a healthy teeth, and at the end of the day, your teeth will last long whilst you are on the face of the earth. Those kinds of philosophical, sometimes they say it is nestled in what is called metaphysics, but it is about those affective part of the human being. You can't feel it, you can't see it, but you can inculcate it. It's something like the wind. You feel it, but you can't see it, and that, of course, fashions and develops the human being to be the one to say, I will be tolerant. I will not interfere with other people's property. I will say good morning, say good evening. I will respect my elders. Those are the affective qualities that the religious, generally the religious concepts and precepts in these various forms and or denominationals or denominational nature that brings to the human being and the human society. Because after all, human beings are gregarious animals. They live in groups. Gregarious, they live in groups, and therefore it is called society. And nothing different, of course, to an ant colony or a beehive. They have the different orders, and people have different responsibility and roles. Well, religion has, of course, the role of making people more congenial, much more caring, and much more concerning to their fellow man. And as a consequence, you live a full life and you feel good. Yeah. You have something there?
You go ahead. I just telling them that they can call by the meanwhile numbers.
Yes.
Hold on a minute.
You can call. We have a little challenge. Go ahead.
What's your contribution in the growing report this morning?
St. Augustine.
St. Augustine, go ahead. What's your contribution in the growing report this morning?
Hindu community. And I also asked a question: Who has the privilege of powers, like the Auditor General, the Governor of the Central Bank, to tell the public who are the people who get in all this amount of foreign exchange which the minister say the banks have? Who are the people getting it, or which company or the case? Thank you, sir.
Ah, boy. You hear that?
Yeah. Well, that's a brewing issue the owners of Ramcharan, you know, those milk products and drinks that has been around from since I was a baby. Well, of course, he sent through his lawyers. He sent, of course, a freedom of information request for information from the Ministry of Finance and elsewhere as to how much forex has been available or who got it, etc. Clearly, of course, he is saying that he's not getting what he probably believed that he should, because he wanted to bring out a new product, but he was blank foreign exchange for the packaging aspect of the particular product. So he wanted to know, of course, Imbert, he said it is in today's newspaper. Imbert, of course, called the Exim Bank to find out who got foreign exchange, because, you know, the government did put, I think, 150 million US or 75 million facility to be distributed in 25 million tranches to the manufacturing industry that are export oriented, and so he asked that, but of course Ramcharan is saying, listen, that is private information, and why it is that you would have tried to jeopardize my business by asking those kinds of questions. Of course, it turned out that it appears that he didn't get any, so he didn't have to ask them for any. So it was just a concerned citizen, a businessman, who was asking these questions, because it appears that many are saying that there are too much shortages. People are talking about higher food prices as a consequence, particularly those who may not be earning foreign exchange from their activity, but require foreign exchange in order to, of course, service Trinidad and Tobago, and of course the food sector by and large. So it's a $7 billion that we burn up in importing food. So I suppose that is where it is going. Go ahead.
Oh boy. So you will look for a nice thing for me with.
Again, you're on your own there, boy. Look for it. Just key in Diwali in Trinidad, and you should be able to get something on YouTube that is appropriate. Having regard, of course, to the situation that we have found ourselves in. I'm not seeing it downloading on WhatsApp. So this is one of those days. But we cannot be frustrated, and we will not be frustrated. We continue, of course, to treat with matters of a national nature. In the news, quite apart from Diwali news and the presence of the Prime Minister at the closing ceremony of the Diwali Naga, well, of course, we have several other issues that we cannot ignore, in spite of the solemn nature and the celebratory nature and the spiritual nature of Diwali. But of course, all of that is part of the reality of Trinidad and Tobago, and we cannot ignore. So circus owner staff robbed by gunmen in Shogunas. We did, of course, briefly touch on that yesterday, and this is the article I just referred to. Ramcharan's dairy founder claims Imbert breach right to privacy, saying that, as I said, exposing him to bandits and so on and so forth. Right? What again? Come.
Hold 1 minute. Let me see something.
Go ahead.
Hold 1 minute.
Long ago in India, there was a great warrior prince named Ram. Ram was banished from his country by his father, King Dashrath. The king told Ram that he could only come back after living in the forest for 14 years. While in the forest, his wife Sita was kidnapped by the 10-headed demon king, Ravan. But Ram rescued her with the help of his brother and the monkey general Hanuman, and eventually returned to his homeland. When Ram returned, People were overjoyed and celebrated by lighting their homes with lamps, decorating the whole city,
Hey,
and setting off
Hey.
fireworks.
yeah, boy.
This is the story of the beginning
Hey.
of Diwali. Diwali, also
Hey.
known as the Festival of Lights, is a festival mainly celebrated by Hindus
Nice.
who follow the
Lennox, just check
religion,
your phone.
who follow the
Lennox, just check
religion
your phone,
of
please.
Hinduism, celebrated by Buddhists, but is also celebrated by Buddhists. It celebrates the triumph of good over evil. It's joy over despair, and light over darkness, and is considered the most important holiday of the year. The tale of how Diwali came to be celebrated differs across India. But the story of Ram you just heard is the most common version. The festival of Diwali occurs on the 15th day of the Hindu month, Kartik, which is the holiest month of the Hindu lunar calendar. It usually occurs in October or November.
Yeah.
There are many different traditions that take place during Diwali.
Lennox, mute your phone, mute your mic, right? For on the Discord. Right. That is only 4 minutes and something. How I get at is I pressing in your link, wherever it link. So you normal, send it normal. Don't send it with the YouTube link, everything. Something long, something that long.
Believed that the presence of light drives away
and you just send it and I go press
darkness
it
and
the
evil
name
forces.
Of it, and I get on YouTube
Along
and
with
you get
lighting
to play.
diyas, each home is thoroughly cleaned
So
to
get
welcome
the kill
positivity, and the windows are opened to let in
Yeah.
Lakshmi,
So look at
the
how
Hindu
Friday to play
goddess of
something
wealth
else.
and good fortune. It is
Next Friday,
believed
Trinidad,
that she can
Diwali,
only
wherever,
enter
wherever.
homes
Look
that are
forward to
clean
Trinidad.
and illuminated,
That will be a
which
lane
is
long,
another
will be a lane
reason
20,
people light their
25 minutes or
diyas.
so, 30 minutes. So look Friday and send the link from it.
One of the more artistic traditions is the creation of rangoli. It's a beautiful pattern created on floors using colored rice, sand, flour, or flower petals. They are believed to bring good luck and are used to welcome guests and the goddess Lakshmi. During Diwali, you will also see people lighting firecrackers and sparklers to scare away evil spirits with their bright colors and loud noises. Like many other celebrations around the world, Diwali sees family and friends exchange gifts and share a feast together. Lots of delicious sweets and snacks are prepared for Diwali. Look at all these traditional sweets. Everyone celebrates special days in their own way, and these are just some of the common ones seen during Diwali, as celebrated by Hindus. During Diwali, you can say Happy Diwali, which is a greeting to those who celebrate it. Perhaps you can even keep an eye out for beautiful diyas, light displays and fireworks that commemorate
Let
this
us find out
special
the
festival.
various stories.
जय लक्ष्मी माता मैया जय लक्ष्मी माता तुमको निश दिन सेवत मैया जी को निश दिन सेवत.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yes, Lennox Smith. Oh boy, oh boy. You know that's going on. Remember the lines are to call 225-6644, 225-6644, or 239-5120, 239-5120. Or give us a WhatsApp call at 366-3053, 366-3053. Or send out a WhatsApp voice note at 366-3053. Yeah, Lennox Smith. Oh boy, oh boy. I need mic mute. It's always what? Oh, señorita.
सेवत मैया जी को निश दिन सेवत हरि विष्णु विधाता ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता.
You hear me there, boy? Yes, go ahead. I hear you. Yes, yes, yes. I hear you there now. Go ahead by the time. whole 1 million Smith. Good morning, caller. Good morning. Good morning.
Calling from the bar.
Yes, yes. Go ahead, Barapo. Oh boy, we under lay pressure today. The YouTube, Real Media TT YouTube get banned for a week for playing I Love Mike on Marshall Montano tune. So, wow. So it was a whole set of Simidi me to try to get we live today. Adjustments.
You're supposed to be thankful for every single thing around you. From the air you breathe to the sun that is up there, the road you're walking and things. And one of the misconceptions of how people is interpret one thing is really to identify animals that we get with milk and all these kind of things. So it's an understanding. And for people who don't understand it, I not back to them for being ignorant and probably saying what they have to say and all these kind of things. But everything that exists in the world. Committed and all kind of thing. You're when you put your head on something peaceful and something happy for you the day ends and it's full and attackful and all kind of it just goes to show the amount of baggage the toting and you could be holding one feather in your hand and it's outstretched. After you could hardly lift your hand with that simple feather that is on putting the heat, the bitterness, the pain, the for me thinking a little bit and letting go of the bitterness, all that criteria that is understand why people is being so hateful for is because them in a lot of people hateful and this and that and you comfort in the homes and the heart.
Thank you very much. Oh boy. Well, that wasn't bad greetings at all. Ah, you know, like, so the lines are open. That wasn't bad greetings at all. Diwali to all my brothers and sisters, wherever you are. So the lines are open, Trinidad and Tobago. Shubh Diwali to all my brothers and sisters, wherever you are. Oh boy, again the background, the partner.
To mark the victory of Krishna. Oh
boy. Let my people and see you all we get caught on the morning caller. Oh shucks. Oh boy. We gotta let the darkness shine over the light today. The light shine over the darkness, in fact, you know. Which we are the light. We have to make sure the light shine over the darkness. We all are in our unique ways. There's no caller. Let me just make that attachment there. Wow. Nice. Morning.
Morning, Andy. Orlando here.
Hey, Orlando.
Andy for Grandy. Andy, I'd like to wish everyone that.
Talking that phone, boy, we hear you always saying a bassy.
I know, because you see, I'm at work, man. I got to be very careful because, I have an important job. Anyway, Andy,
go ahead.
Yeah, Andy, I would like to say Happy Diwali to all my family out there, which I have a lot. Close family, sisters, my cousins, my auntie, my uncle, which they're all in the 80s and 90s. And I'm all Trinidadian a happy Diwali. And so we up here in Orlando, we celebrate it big. We got a big celebration, but we have it all the time. And we broadcast it live on TV. I don't know if you guys catch it on television. We broadcast it. And to you, Andy, good program. And I wish you happy Diwali. Because I know you are half and half. And Mikey and Lennox, watch your program. I don't call it too much again because I get up too early to go to work. But I wish everyone and all the callers, everybody, Orlando here, extending greetings to the Trinidad and Tobago for a happy Diwali. Brother, enjoy, eat, and have fun. Talk to you later, Andy.
Thank you so much, Orlando. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let me see what the calls we have there. Come on, come on. Let's see what the calls we have here. Nice. Boy, Snoot, man. Let's hear, let's hear.
Andy, Mighty K, Lennox, Metro and Tobago Central here. Good morning. Shuk Diwali to the Hindu community. Andy, last night in the Nagar was nice. You feel that warm welcome. You feel that love. You feel everything that what Trinidad and Tobago supposed to be like. You understand? If you see all different race of people dressed up in a nice Indian gong, and if you all see that last night, here now, man, you'd have feel like Trinidad and Tobago come back again as one. You understand what I'm saying? You would have feel that dark cloud over we here right now, just remove. You understand what I'm saying? Man, let PNM just move themselves now. You understand what I'm saying? As I speak about them, it is just vex the spirit. You understand what I'm saying? Let this light burn out the dark spirit over we right now. In the mighty name of Jesus. Because I'm telling you, we can't take no more of these people and them, Andy. We just can't do it. You hear? We just can't wait to call a date for a date and time to call in this country for a general election. We just can't even wait to come out there to demand for a general election. You understand? So just remember, Trimbagonians, when that date set, remember we're going to put an X to just remove this corrupted, dirty-minded PNM, please. We want no more of them, and they should enjoy the last of it for the rest of their life, because it will not have anything like what like PNM again exist in this country. No more. So let them enjoy the last days, because the days are numbered. Right? So the rest of you all there, and let us get rid of this PNM once and for all. Remember, PNM nothing, yellow is the code, and it's that. Yes, Andy, and I also forget to mention, Trinbagonians are a little afraid. Tell you that fireworks to run the bad spirit from the PNM. You understand? Don't afraid. In the mighty name of Jesus, I have to go. Today is not a day for politics much. Tell you that fireworks to run the bad spirit from the PNM. You understand? Don't afraid. In the mighty name of Jesus, I have to go. Today is not a day for politics much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Just remember, don't afraid. And because I have to go. The dark cloud must go. Locked on and listening, and it's that.
Oh boy, today is not a day. Boy, a day is for every just to shine light. If the politics is dark, today is a day to shine light, and you're shining in politics. Yeah. Today is a day for that. Every day is a day for that. This wicked PNM government. Hey, let me see my boy. Let me see my boy Nathaniel. What says thou? I hope there's no quarrel thing, your partner. Let me see your greetings to the TCT. For now, you go quarrel with Lennox private. All you go make up on that. So all you go get the understanding. I hope there's no quarrel thing, your partner. Let me see your greetings to the TCT. For now, you go quarrel with Lennox private. All you go make up on that.
Lennox
so
number.
all you go get the understanding of who's what and what is what and who make mistakes. Oh God.
Andy, I do not want Lennox number.
Man, let me go to the next Alex voice note. Oh God, let me go to the next. Let me hear what Let me hear what Rally greetings. This one go to mute Lennox Smith. Mute Lennox. Yeah, let me hear what Rally. Yeah. Mute Lennox Smith. Again, what going on there? Yeah. Right. Let me hear this one. What going on there?
All right, okay.
Right. Let me hear what this one saying here on the. Yes.
Somebody please tell Lennox stop making a fool of you. Lennox is misleading the lands.
Support of Spain. Right, remember we want to shine a light on Diwali greetings. So what it is you could bypass politics and respect everybody's religion. Let's see, my brother. Let's see. Yeah, we will see if it is you go come clean and do the honorable thing. Let me see if I have any other voice notes with greetings there from anyone. Want to come into Diwali, and if you have anything you all can teach. Yeah. Yes. Oh, you all are teaching. Yeah, man. Only just give me a quick minute.
शुभ गुण मंदिर कोई जनेगा
Our partner used to say Ram Sita Ram. And our next partner used to say Sita Ram. They get confused in whether great religions. Again, I respect all.
जय
You the people, man.
However, there is not one reason the Vishnu in the south. The most common tale that is prevalent in the northern India is associated with the arrival of Ram, Lakshman, and Sita to Ayodhya from their 14-year-long exile. To know in full detail about the story of Ram, watch the video linked in the comments below. Upon winning the battle against Ravan and his Lanka to free his wife Sita from abduction, Ram coronated Vibhishan, the brother of Ravan, as the king of Lanka. Now, with the very few days left in the completion of his exile, Ram was restless to head back to Ayodhya. The reason for his restlessness was his beloved brother Bharat, who had vowed to kill himself if Ram delayed his arrival to Ayodhya even by a day after the completion of 14 years. Ram was in a dilemma, knowing that his journey back to Ayodhya by foot would cost him the life of his brother. Vibhishan, the Rakshas king, then used his Pushpak Viman to ensure Ram, Lakshman, and Sita reached their kingdom on time, and Bharat was kept alive. The Pushpak Viman was a divine vehicle that traveled at the speed of mind and could grow or shrink in size to accommodate its passengers. In southern India, Diwali is celebrated to mark the victory of Krishna over the demon Narakasura. Bhumi Devi had a son named Naraka. Even though Naraka was the son of divinity, he had the nature of a demon. Naraka was powerful and he took pleasure in terrorizing the inhabitants of the three worlds. Narakasur would raid and plunder the kingdoms of all the three worlds. He did not even leave the women and would kidnap them for his own personal harem. Narakasura once heard that Indra, the king of the Devas, has thousands of divine elephants in his army. Now Narakasura, being greedy, wanted to possess everything, so he attacked the heavens. Indra was helpless as he watched Narakasura plunder the heavens. Naraka himself began the pursuit of the Devas. While pursuing the Devas, a glimmering object far away caught his eye. Upon inspection, he realized that the glimmering object was Aditi, the mother of the Devas. He then tried to assault Mother Aditi as well. Now Indra, feeling humiliated at his loss, and even worse that his mother was assaulted, wanted revenge, and he knew that there was only one person who was a match for Naraka. It was Krishna. Indra reached Krishna's palace when Krishna was spending quality time with his wife Satyabhama. He told Krishna about the happenings and begged him for his help. Krishna was that Naraka must die for his actions. Satyabhama to please both Satyabhama Krishna shot each one down with his bow and arrow. Then Krishna battle and killed him easily. Throne and then freed all of Naraka's Krishna married the 16,000 women of Mahavir, the Jain Diwali. And thereafter refusing to convert to Islam. Diwali is not a festival for most Buddhists, with the exception of the Newar people of Nepal, who celebrate Diwali by offering prayers to Lakshmi. The Newar Buddhists in the Nepalese valleys also celebrate the Diwali festival over Islam. Diwali is not a festival for most Buddhists, with the exception of the Newar people of Nepal, who celebrate Diwali by offering prayers to Lakshmi. The Newar Buddhists in the Nepalese valleys also celebrate the Diwali festival over 5 days in the much same way as on the same days as the Nepalese Hindu Diwali.
Yes, my brother.
Sudama was a childhood friend of Lord Krishna. He was born in a poor Brahmin family to Matuka and Rachna Devi. Krishna, on the other hand, came from the royal family and hence enjoyed the highest possible social status. However, this difference did not in any way hinder their friendship. The two were inseparable all their way through the tenure of their schooling life while in Vrindavan. They studied together at Acharya Sandipani's ashram. After finishing with their studies, they lost touch for several years. Krishna moved away from Vrindavan and went on to Dwarka, where he got married. He then became the king
man,
and a
Lennox.
military leader of great reputation.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Today is a very nice day, man. Wow. Yeah, we have to make sure today's we will call trials over tribulations, but we're making sure the light here shines over darkness. We have to make sure we do.
Gentlemen.
While we dress we have to make sure we
Tell me what
do.
Billy.
Nothing.
Tell me.
Nothing. Just no documentary back on here. While we just heard that what we gonna say?
सूर्य चंद्रमा ध्यावत सूर्य चंद्रमा
Anything else before the little lines are open again? Shuk Diwali to you, our Hindu brothers and sisters, right here on the ground report. Yes, we apologize for our tidiness today. Don't worry about that. That was just based.
Yeah, well, of course, we have gotten a comprehensive idea. So where that came from, where Diwali has been derived from, the paving of the return from sort of semi exile, if you want to call it that. Of course, that is my interpretation. And within it is a love story. What the Greek call, of course, the eros love, and then you have, of course, the agape love, as I mentioned earlier, where you love beyond yourself. And I think these are very poignant and very significant life stories that every human being, should take note of. There's a lot of, it has the whole question of warfare as well. But very significantly, many may not observe it was as a non-Hindu. I noticed the use of course, nature. We had, of course, animals as well involved in the whole process and the commanding of even the waterways as well in that particular story. Very, very, very significant indeed. So it demonstrates the holistic nature of human experiences, because they have to, of course, adapt and adjust not only to their present circumstance but even to nature, because they had to build bridges and all that kind of thing in order to make themselves comfortable. Nothing different to people inventing air-conditioned units, for example, to, of course, get away from the heat outside and so forth. Very, very, very significant, and it is so subject to all kinds of interpretation, but all of which are positive. And I suppose the Sanskrit from which that story would have come, the original, religious teachings, or should I say, written aspects of it. Certainly, the authors from way back when would have, of course, been looking at all of that, and they had to be persons that would have been inspired to the hilt, in order to create such a event that has lived and survived even in 21st century, in a 21st century world. Something similar to, of course, those persons who were inspired to write the Bible as well. So, and has lasted throughout the centuries of man's existence on this earth thus far. And I see no reason why it will not survive for all of mankind until, of course, whatever period, depending on your belief and your spiritual preference. Here I'm talking about, of course, religious. I'm talking about denominational, as opposed, of course, to any other thing. But the fact of the matter is that the stories are really, really mind-boggling, tremendous, and to know that it lasts so much centuries demonstrates, of course, what I consider to be the longevity of these sayings as they apply even to today to humankind, which we celebrate today, of course, in Trinidad and Tobago. On this occasion, it is, of course, Diwali. Yeah.
And inviting positivity.
Yeah.
Not again, Diwali to each and every one of you. Bernadette, good morning to you. S. West, good morning. Prima, good morning. Cindy. Yes, Floyd Khan, good morning. Hey, Fox Islam, good morning to you, my brother. Grace Caesar, good morning. What is that? Candice. Good morning. Speaks, good morning. Hey, Timothy Roberts, a pleasant good morning to you, Matilda Rhodes. Good morning. On whatever platform that you all are locked on to, good morning, teacher, every one of you. Anthony Medford's a pleasant good morning. Rich Singh, good morning to you. Hey, Michael GP, good morning. Onika, Good morning.
अब तुमसे आता ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता
Hey, Sita, good morning to you.
मंदिर सुंदर क्षीरोदधी
Hey, Rowley, good morning.
क्षीरोदधी जाता
Hey, Cheryl Henry, a pleasant good morning to you.
चतुर्दश तुम
Hey, Darren, good morning.
कोई नहीं पाता ओम जय
Oh boy, and you all could also call in and give us an idea of how you view the Diwali holiday, Diwali
Yes,
festival.
tell us, what's your interpretation?
Yes, better. What's your interpretation? Nice. Better now. We internet get in trouble. We wasn't hearing you, man. Our telephone now, while we on dial the channel. Free up everything and just make use for this at this
Well,
point in
that's
time.
what I attempted to do, but I had to run the internet in another way. Wise, of course, unless I take off altogether, no, I can't do that either. You simply have to work
All
with what
right.
we have.
You know that, man.
Yeah, all right. We
Oh,
work
boy.
with constraints, but we are bringing a program of a lesser
Morning,
quality,
caller.
acknowledged.
Good morning,
Morning.
my brother Andy boy. God bless you all. I want to wish you all the best for this holiday. God bless and be on the safe side. You know who's speaking.
Yes,
the one
yes.
you came down to my house and work.
I know. This is my brother, man. They my brother Fitzroy.
Yeah, Fitzroy, St.
Yeah.
Thomas, Boboy, Harry Laldo, Warwick. Tell Mr. How do you call him?
Lennox
Lennox Smith, I say all the best to him. Yeah. I
Yeah.
just listen to him, and I just listen to all your program, because I know what's going on. My son was telling me Trinidad is the seventh country, the most corrupt country in the world, You understand? Just imagine that. All right.
All right.
Andy.
You have anything to share with us when it comes to Diwali? Oh,
No. You
Nah.
see,
yes.
I don't want to say because I know what I know because there was a prophet went to India and 17 religious leaders against the Lord Jesus Christ. And he asked them if their God or gods could make a blind man see. And they couldn't do it. And he saw a vision. And he said, Lord Jesus, open this man's eye. There was a stampede in Bombay, 1954. So you see, I don't want to say nothing because I have a lot of families, Muslim, Hindus, all kinds, But just telling you.
You respect everybody religion.
Yeah, you see the system of religion, I love everybody, but the system of, like communism, the people good, but you see the system of communism and Romanism killed 68 million Protestants, the system, not the people. They are nice, wonderful people. I came on from Roman Catholic Church, married in Presbyterian, right, open Bible, Pentecostal, back to the book of Acts, So, all the best to you all. Let us listen to you. One day I called, but you didn't know it was me, So
All right, man. No
all
problem.
you on the program or you at home?
We on the program. We live, man. We live. Everybody here in your life. Oh boy. Thanks so much. Let me take our next call, then, man. Let's hear. Oh boy. Morning caller. Where you calling from and what's your contribution on the ground report this morning on this Diwali? Yes.
Can I press it? Fuck you, man.
Can't curse, man. Only can do that. Oh boy. We apologize for that. Some people just don't understand and just very, very, very offensive when it coming to others and their religion. Oh boy. But we respect all religions here on Real Media TT, on Dial the Caribbean, on Transformation, Corridor Transformation, whether it be the Observers, whether it be Workers' Right Platform. We acknowledge and respect everyone's religion.
मैया जय लक्ष्मी माता तुमको निश दिन सेवत मैया जी को निश दिन सेवत हरि विष्णु विधाता.
Nice. Right, Lennox Smith, you have anything else that you would like to say? Let me just take this call before we go into our next teaching. Morning caller.
Good morning, Andy. I just want to say happy Diwali to Trinidad and Tobago, and today be a blessed day for everyone. May everybody enjoy their day. May this light shine over Trinidad today, and we get the peace that we want. I mean, it won't happen just overnight, but I woke up today, Andy, and it's just feeling the day, just feeling wonderful, wonderful. I can't wait for later to light up with family and stuff. So Trinidad and Tobago, blessings and happy Diwali to everyone. Enjoy your day. Enjoy yours, Andy, and the team. Okay, darling?
All right, thanks so much.
You're welcome, my dear. Bye-bye.
Yes, yes, yes.
जय लक्ष्मी माता तुम पाताल निवासिनी तुम ही शुभदाता मैया तुम ही शुभदाता कर प्रकाशिनी करम प्रभाव प्रकाशिनी भवनिधि की त्राता ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता जिस घर तुम रहती कहाँ सब सद्गुण आता.
Yes, Lennox Smith, have anything you would like to say before I go?
I also observe that this day is also significant for children in particular. And then, of course, there are several delicacies that are associated with this day as well. Some sweet, of course, no meat, but all vegetarian oriented. And the children, of course, enjoy the various songs, the sights, the smell, and I think all in all, as a Tauta Baptist, in such a cosmopolitan, unfortunate to be in such a cosmopolitan environment where you could observe close on and close up other persons' religious practices. I want to say that it appears that this is the prelude to, of course, Christmas, because, of course, the whole question of lights is associated as well with Christmas, so that Diwali symbolizes the prelude or the advent of the Christmas season, where, of course, the celebration of the birth of the Lord and Savior of mankind would have been, of course, taken over subsequent to the Diwali experience. But focus, of course, around children, and I think this is very good because the teachings and the morals and the ethical and the value systems that this Diwali experience imparts would serve them as one caller, of course, rightly said, for the rest of their life, because as acknowledged, it's a way of life, and I think all of the pundits and those who are experts on the subject will let you know that that is what it is all about, and therefore beyond today, people are expected, of course, to practice some of those precepts and way of serving that ultimate. Another aspect of it, of course, is fasting. There is a period of fasting as well, which, of course, brings one closer to the meditational optimum, and focus, of course, on spiritual enlightenment, and emerging out of this exercise is a better, a greater, and more committed human being. And I cannot overemphasize the role of children and the recognition of children in this in this process. So I think all in all, it augurs well for the society, it augurs well for the family, and it augurs well for continuity and the moral and ethical and spiritual compass that is required to treat with each other, one to another, as human beings in a very humane way. So that is what my comment will be before you play this other piece that will further deepen our understanding of this holiday today.
Yes, yes. And before I go through, I also want to just read a nice little thing there. They say, a day like today, I was invited to meet God, but I did not have time. I always had things to do at home, the work, the studies, the friends. Anyway, I never had time until the time came to die. And when I was before God, I introduced myself. And he had in his hand a book. It was the book of life. God searched his book and said, I can't find your name. I can't find your name. Once I was about to write it down. Wow. Understand it? I introduced myself and he had in his hand a book. It was the book of life. God searched his book and said, I can't find your name. Once I was about to write it down, I did not have time. So now Lord saying he didn't have the time. Once I was going to write it down, he said once he was going to write it down, and he didn't have the time. I remember that day I did not have time for him. He came back. I looked into his eyes very sad. And he smiled saying, don't worry, my son. I will always have time for you. But you will go to earth again and teach this life lesson. That is never say you don't have time for God. You understand that? They teaching them, my brother?
Very sage. The moral of the story is that you must make time to worship. You must make time for your spiritual, should I say, reinforcement, or your spiritual development, because of course the body is about that as well. Spirit, you have a spirit, you have a physical body, you have a soul. That is according to the concept and the teaching. Of course, if you are agnostic or atheist, you may have a different perspective, but certainly that is so true that you must make time in spite of your busy schedule, especially in today's very hectic and pace-driven world. You want to do 2 jobs at the same time. You want, of course, to see about your family. You want to take advantage of the next job. You may be a businessman. You want, of course, to prepare for the next contract and execute it. All of that in a very commercialized and economically, what I consider to be focused world, and you must make time for that one. When there's a little space in your own private domain, you must make time. I like to do it just before going to sleep and after a weekend, and of course in my whole family we encourage that. And if we are together, we have a meal together. Of course, we always have we pray together, but that does not take away your individual responsibility to, of course, make time for your spiritual development and considerations.
Nice. Oh boy. So before I go back to that teachings there, right? All right, let's go back to the last teaching before we look to wrap up in the next 10 minutes. And again, thanks so much to each and every one of you for looking on to Guile the Caribbean.
Yes, in
Looking on
spite
for
of
us
the
on
challenge that we'd have had this morning, we try to do better tomorrow.
Yes. That is small challenge, man. The light shined over. At least we still get through. So it means light
Yeah,
shined
we
over.
get to the moment. We get to the moment of challenge, and that's what is the beauty about human being. This day,
1 minute,
this day is
Just
not by
1 minute.
accident. You know, it's his triumph of light over darkness. They try to cast a dark shadow on today's program, and here it is. We were able to triumph, start and finish.
Nice. All right, man.
There are many different stories about the origin of Deepavali. I'd like to share one particular story with you. This story is about Lord Krishna and Narakasura. My name is Kamini, and I am your storyteller. A long, long time ago, there lived an Asura, a demon king named Narakasura. Narakasura was powerful and strong, and he was also invincible. But how did he become so powerful? And how did he become invincible?
Narakasura. Brahmadeva.
For many, many years, Narakasura performed penance to Lord Brahma. And finally, after many, many years, Lord Brahma appeared in front of Narakasura and granted him a boon.
கொள்வாளா அப்படி செய்தால் அவள் தாயே இல்லை அதற்கு வாய்ப்பும் இல்லை ஆனால்
அப்படி என்றால் என் தாயை தவிர வேறு யாராலும் எனக்கு மரணம் நேரக்கூடாது இதுவே நான் தாழ்மையுடன் கேட்கும் வரம் ஏன் இவ்வளவு குடிவு அவ்வளவும் பணிவு
விசித்திரமான வரம்தான் அப்படியே ஆகட்டும்
Narakasura was very, very cunning and very, very smart. He asked Lord Brahma for a wish where he could only die at the hands of his very own mother. With his strength and power and invincibility, Narakasura went on a terrible rampage, threatening and torturing many, many different people. Meanwhile, up in the celestial heavens, Lord Krishna was inside his beautiful royal palace, listening to the lovely melodies of the flute. Krishna is not alone. He is accompanied by his lovely wife, Satyabhama. Remember, Narakasura was still terrorizing all the people. The people had had enough. And so they began to pray and pray and pray to Lord Krishna to please help them.
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. நான் நரகாசுரன் செய்யும் மட்டுழியும் ஒரு முடிவுக்கு வரும் காலம் நெருங்கி விட்டது. அந்த அரக்கனின் அழிவு தொடங்கி விட்டது.
Krishna and Satyabhama decided they must help the people on earth. And so together they rode on the backs of Garuda, the celestial eagle, and they arrived at Narakasura's fortress. And there, Krishna met Narakasura. Krishna and Narakasura fought and fought and fought with each other. They fought for many days, many weeks, many months, and many years. Probably not many years, but they definitely fought for many, many months. And they fought and fought and fought for such a long time.
ஆமா என்ன இது?
கை கொடுத்தேன்.
இதை வைத்து என்ன செய்வது? அன்பை கொடு.
நீங்கள் விடவில்லையே.
விட்டேன்.
கண்டேன்.
ஆமா
Lord Krishna used all his arrows against Narakasura, but nothing happened because remember, he was invincible. He had the boon from Lord Brahma. So nothing happened to Narakasura. Eventually, Narakasura took his bow and arrow and shot an arrow at Lord Krishna, and Lord Krishna fell to the ground, wounded. Satyabhama was furious. She picked up Lord Krishna's bow and arrow and she shot Narakasura. But how could this be? Narakasura was supposed to be invincible. Lord Brahma's boon meant that he could only be killed at the hands of his very own mother.
வரம் வாங்கியும் வதம் செய்யப்பட்டீர்கள். இது எப்படி சாத்தியமாகும்? அப்படி என்றால் என்னை சம்ஹாரம் செய்தது
உன் தாய்.
எப்படி?
இந்த சத்தியபாமா உட்பிறவியில் உன் தாய்.
Satyabhama was indeed Narakasura's mother from a previous birth.
இப்போது புரிந்துவிட்டது, எல்லாம் தெளிந்து விட்டது.
Narakasura, with great power comes great responsibility. அதேதான் நரகாசுரா, உன்னுடைய பராக்கிரம சக்திகளை வைத்து நீ தவறான வழியில் சென்று தவறான செயல்கள் புரிந்து பல தவறுகள் செய்து விட்டாய் நரகாசுரா. அது
உணர்ந்து விட்டேன் தாயே, மரணத்தின் வாசலில் விழித்துக் கொண்டேன். இருப்பினும் எனக்கு கடைசி ஒரு ஆசை உள்ளது.
கேட்கட்டும்.
கேள்.
Narakasura realized his ways and he repented.
இருள் நீங்கி ஒளி ஓங்கும் இந்நாளை உலகம் கொண்டாட வேண்டும். தீபங்கள் ஏற்றி ஒன்றுபட வேண்டும். அருள் தாருங்கள், விடை கொடுங்கள்.
அப்படியே ஆகட்டும்.
This day is celebrated as Deepavali, as we emerge from darkness and into light. I'd like to wish everyone a very happy Deepavali.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Lennox Smith, while we rack up at 3 minutes to the hour.
Yes. Wonderful, wonderful. And you know, and there are so many different, what I consider be fables surrounding Diwali that I would urge finally for me, I'll urge people, of course, my own family, I would encourage them, particularly on an occasion like this, to spend the rest of the day studying. Because you see, some of the misinformation or disinformation or what I consider to be false, or don't put it this way, attitude based on false information can of course create further divisiveness. And as I said at the beginning, I come from Lavantil, so I can tell you that you know, there was always viewed with suspicion the practices of the Indian community when we would have seen elephants and and monkeys, and so we never knew the significance of it. As I said, until of course I went to training college, and then of course I had that first experience, and I've always tried to weave in my understanding, and of course share it. And now that we have been able to, on this occasion, and I'm sure there will be others, where Trinidad and Tobago really represents, or should I say, make use of, or express the melting pot that we are, and that we are tolerant of everybody's else's religious belief, and that we must not in any way decry, but seek wisdom and understanding of those cultures that due to no fault of ours, we ourselves bring in our own culture by way of who brought us here, or from whom our strain comes from. In other words, if we come from Africa, we come from India, we come from other parts of Asia, Europe, etc. We must seek that understanding, and therefore education is crucial to that process. So as I said, education is about taking you from the known to the unknown, and a very tremendous journey for Trinidad and Tobago. So, Shuk Diwali to all and sundry. Wish you all, of course, all the best for the rest of the day and beyond.
Nice. Oh boy. So Trinidad and Tobago, any corridor transformation later, Lennox Smith?
Yes, we'll have a special Diwali edition of the corridor from 8 o'clock tonight.
All right. Again, Sitaram to my brothers and sisters. That's a few winners on Real Media TT Corridor Transformation, Workers' Rights, and also to you, my brothers and sisters, on Gal the Caribbean. So Sitaram to each and every one of you, and Shuk Diwali to my Hindu brothers and sisters. Until tomorrow morning, please God, on behalf of the Ground Report team, we are out of here.
All right, I know we had some challenges this morning, but of course I trust that you enjoyed what was presented this morning, and that of course we'll have a better, let's say, opportunity later. It was due to circumstances beyond our control. There were some challenges as far as Andy was concerned, having been reduced to just Facebook, not having the availability of YouTube, so we had to switch quickly to corridor transformation on YouTube, and we had to make certain adjustments. So any flaws that is usually accompanying, is usually concomitant with such adjustments, well, we apologize, but the whole intention was to make certain that we have a program that would of course highlight the whole issue of Diwali and all of the associated songs. You would get a smell, but of course I am going to get some parasad and so on a little later. Roti, of course, and I love Kumaru, all of that, and I'm sure that you two will be doing your part as well in terms of acquiring these what I consider to be taste bud delights. Taste bud delights, yes. A very solid and very beautiful. But of course, let me just conclude by once again, of course,
Diwali is a festival of joy and prosperity.
Just to remind you what Diwali is all about.
Good over evil. This is the story of Ram and Ravan. A story related to this festival.
الكلام يدور حاليا حول مستقبل الامور وليس حول الواقع الراهن.
وماذا بالنسبه للإيقاع سيد احمد؟ اعذرني سيد احمد على المقاطعات المتكرره، اعذرني بشده فقط حتى نفهم من حضرتك.
There's a wise and good king named Dashrath who ruled along with his 3 queens and 4 princes. The eldest, Ram, and his beautiful wife Sita lived happily along with the other prince brothers and their wives. But one of King Dashrath's wives was jealous of Ram and demanded that he be exiled to the forest for 14 years so that her son Bharat be made king. Having once promised his wife to fulfill any wish of hers, the helpless king exiled Ram to the forest. And so, Ram set off on foot, accompanied by his loving wife Sita and loyal younger brother Lakshman. A few years into their exile, a demoness named Surpanakha saw Ram and fell for his looks.
So as we have learned that's just one of the many stories surrounding Diwali. But just take a listen and then of course we'll end with a beautiful Indian-oriented of course song
her true form
to celebrate of course this special occasion.
Lakshman cut off her nose and ears. The demoness went wailing to her brother, who was none other than Ravan, the demon king of Lanka. Ravan was furious and swore revenge. With the help of another demon who took the form of a golden deer, he distracted Ram and Lakshman and kidnapped Sita from their hut. When Ram and Lakshman returned, Sita was missing. They realized that something bad had happened while they were gone and immediately rushed to find her. On their way, they came across an army of monkeys and bears that agreed to help them. Among them was a monkey named Hanuman who had once vowed to be at Ram's service. Now Hanuman was no ordinary monkey. He could fly over mountains, change size at will, and had superhuman strength. He had the power to leap across oceans in a single stride. So obviously, he ended up being Ram's strongest ally. It was Hanuman who finally found Sita imprisoned in one of Ravan's beautiful gardens. Hanuman reassured Sita that Ram would be here soon to rescue her. He came back to Ram with Sita's whereabouts, and the army of monkeys, bears, and men marched to Lanka. Soon, a great battle started between the two mighty armies, and Ram's soldiers managed to kill all the demons except one, Ravan. The battle was now between Ram and Ravan. He gave Ravan one last chance to apologize and return Sita. Ravan instead rained down weapons on him. Ram too fought back relentlessly, but despite all his efforts, nothing seemed to kill Ravan. Finally, Ravan's brother Vibhishan told Ram that Ravan's weakest point was in his navel. Using an arrow given to him by the gods, Ram shot Ravan in the navel and killed him instantly. And so, Ram and his love Sita were finally reunited. Soon after, upon completion of their 14 years in exile, Ram, Sita and Lakshman returned home to find the entire city waiting for them. The streets were decorated with flowers and lamps, and there was happiness everywhere. And this is why every year on Diwali, you see the streets, homes and offices lit up with lamps, like the city of Ayodhya in celebration of Ram and Sita's homecoming.
Indeed, of course, a beautiful story, the essence of good conquering evil, and at the same time, there is light over darkness as war and warfare becomes, of course, a thing of the past. So that I think concludes what we our special edition of this Diwali Day celebrations. I'm just trying to get a song here. Oh yes, this is what transpired at the Diwali Naga. Yes, there's a little excerpt. Tonight, of course, you'll get more of that. That's just one part, and then of course we have this might be some songs. Yes, so as we depart, of course, have a wonderful rest of the Diwali celebrations today, and we'll see you tonight at 8 o'clock. Bye-bye.
चमचम करे मंदिर तिहारा चमचम करे लाखों दियों की ज्योति जरे भक्तों का माँ भंडार भरे हाथों से धन की बरखा करे भक्तों का माँ भंडार भरे हाथों से धन की बरखा करे तेरी हम पे भी हो